"You shouldn't even be sitting here," she sneered, holding her wine glass high like a queen wielding a scepter. Then, slowly, deliberately, she tipped it forward. Red wine poured over his hair, down his tailored collar, and soaked into the chest of his navy blue suit. The room gasped. Cameras didn't flash, but expressions lit up like fireworks. Dozens of guests froze mid-fork, staring in stunned silence as the man didn't flinch. Not even once. Her hand stayed raised like she was proud of it. She stood in her bright yellow dress, confident and cruel, basking in her own performance. "Oops," she said flatly, her voice dripping with sarcasm. "Guess I tripped." Some at the table chuckled nervously, others looked away in embarrassment. No one stood up for him, because to them he was nobody, just a quiet man who hadn't spoken all night. No big name, no title badge, no entourage. What they didn't know: that man owned the entire room. His name was Daniel Royce, CEO of Royce Systems, defense contractor. Net worth $2.1 billion, but he didn't need flash. He didn't wear labels. Tonight he'd come in quietly, alone, to observe. The $400 million logistics contract being negotiated tonight, his. And the dinner guests competing for it. They'd just watched the frontrunner's girlfriend humiliate the man holding their futures. Daniel calmly picked up a napkin and dabbed his forehead, his eyes never leaving hers. No rage, no panic. Just a calm that unnerved her far more than any retaliation. She scoffed, trying to keep control of the moment. "Well, next time maybe wear something less cheap. That suit looks like it came from a clearance rack." He gave a small smile. "Funny. It's actually Tom Ford, but I'll keep the receipt for you." The crowd chuckled, this time genuinely, and the color drained from her face. He stood slowly, wine dripping onto the white linen tablecloth. All eyes followed. Daniel turned to the event host and said politely, "Would you mind if I spoke for a moment?" The host, red with embarrassment, could only nod. Daniel stepped forward, his voice calm but resonant. "I wasn't planning on saying anything tonight. I was going to listen. Watch. Get a feel for the people behind the proposals. But then this happened." He gestured gently to his soaked shirt. The room braced for him to lash out. But he didn't. "You see," he continued, "in my line of work, I don't just look at numbers, I look at character. How people behave when they think no one important is watching." He glanced at the woman in yellow, who now shrank visibly behind her chair. "Because that's who you really are." He looked to the tables around him. "Some of you have spent the last 2 weeks trying to impress me with charts and figures, promises and polish. But the contract? It doesn't go to the loudest pitch. It goes to the one who understands what real leadership looks like. And real leadership doesn't humiliate people. It protects them." He paused, and the silence was absolute. "So allow me to clarify something. My name is Daniel Royce, and I own Royce Systems, the firm awarding the $400 million defense mobility contract." Gasps shot through the room like sparks. A few wine glasses were set down a little too quickly. One executive choked on his drink. He turned back to the woman. "And you," he said gently, "have taught this room more in 30 seconds than any keynote ever could." She opened her mouth, but nothing came out, just a strangled attempt at a smile that crumbled under the weight of public shame. Daniel looked back to the host. "Thank you for the meal. I've seen everything I need to see." And with that, he walked out, drenched in red, but utterly untouchable. The next morning, the winning bid was awarded. Not to the company her boyfriend worked for, but to a smaller, quieter team that had spent the evening helping a waitress who spilled a tray. No suits, no arrogance, just quiet integrity. True power doesn't need to announce itself, and respect isn't proven when people are watching. It's revealed when you think no one is. Or maybe this story reminded you of someone special. If it did, comment their name and where you're watching from. Your comment could inspire thousands. Like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, and hit subscribe for more stories like this.